Okay, this has to be by far, so far, the best episode of Release the Spice ever right now. Because, damn, this was a very heavy and yet sentimental episode. It's something you usually see in these kind of spy cliches, but between you and me, I don't mind these kind of cliches. You have a very tough, strict mentor who's trying to guide the main character, and you kind of wonder why they're such a stick in the mud, a hard ass. And they always have to reveal their backstory. And between you and me, I don't mind this kind of stuff. It's the kind of cliches I don't get tired of because at least it gives some good background to the character. Sure, it's overplayed, but it depends on you execute it to make it very good. Because even though Yuki's mentor only had one episode to appear in, I've already grown so attached to her because of her personality and her characteristics. She was just this nice, fun, laid-back, lazy kind of character. But when it came to her job, she was top class. She would put all the jokes aside and learn to think calmly, straight, and with great strategy. She was one of the top spies in the Tsusagagi. And I have to say, they did a well job at executing her character in this episode. And it kind of makes me sad that, we don't get to see her anymore because she's, dead. And that they spoil one of those spy tricks where they go, oh, she was alive all along. But nah, I don't think they're going to go that far. But all I gotta say is so far, Takahiro, you're doing an amazing job with Release the Spice. I have to be honest, at first, I was a bit, not on board all the way. But then now, as further I start watching the show, the more invested I have become with these characters and the situation they're put into. Like most people in the Tsusagagi clan, they start off with a mentor. Yuki was just born to be a daughter of a dojo. So of course she took everything seriously and didn't much have a social life. The only friend she had was Hatsume. Then again, Hatsume is everyone's friend, by the way. Until she meets Nagaho. And she was a very, damn, she beat Yuki just like that. And it's very hard to see that when you watch an anime and you see this total badass character in the anime until they show their past and shows everyone has their starting point. Everyone wasn't that top notch of a master. There always was someone that taught them before then. And Nagaho was the person that taught Yuki everything she knew, become the Yuki we all know today. Nagaho was someone that Yuki needed. Where Yuki was very uptight, antisocial, and not much of an open-minded person, she needed someone like Nagaho to open her up, to show her the better ways of life, to become a better spy, but also help her to be socialized. Because if you remember in episode 2 of the training regiment that Momo-chan went through, it was socializing. She had to learn to open up to people, to make friends, to get info. Every day she had to pick a stranger off the street and learn something about them. So she'll be more able to talk to people, be more friendly, to blend in. And of course, she also taught her some spy techniques, how to be fast, cautious, predict your opponent's movements, and go with the flow with it. She taught her so much, so she's a very main key idol that made Yuki who she is today. And they went on missions together, and they were just unstoppable until that fateful day 2 years ago, where Moria was making their biggest plan yet, but they were stopped by the Tsusagagi. And as we all know, it was Yuki and Nagaho fighting against one of the main leaders. Well, I wouldn't say she's the leader, but she was the one that's pretty much pulling the strings behind the operations. And the fight was going pretty well. Things were going well until Yuki did something that she's been getting on Momo-chan about. She got ahead of herself. She rushed in, full of anger, thought she could continue to fight instead of walking away. And because of that, she got her eye injured. It's a rookie mistake. Most rookies will get very emotional. They'll panic in a certain situation because they're not that professional yet. And that is understandable. And because of that, believe it or not, a lot of soldiers on the front line would lose their lives very easily because they weren't fully experienced or knew what to do in that kind of situation. Seeing that lives are in danger or someone they care about lives in danger, they won't really think straight, but just act on instinct, which sometimes can get you killed. And this also goes for spy work as well. Because of that, In the end, they still were able to outmatch the person that they were fighting, but however, she had a plan of self-destructing robots. This is why, throughout my entire life, I always question, why do robots and things need self-destruction units to them? This is why. I've never seen a self-destructive unit ever really put into play like this. Most of the times it's this giant building, like self-destruct, and everyone gets out, and majority of people live, or just one or two people die. But this is a perfect example for a self-destructive unit. Not just to get rid of the evidence, but also to get rid of your enemy. For to have the robots themselves to blow up, so it will cause a nice distraction or cause some damage to your opponent, which it did, because Nakaho saw it and pushed Yuki out the way, and she got injured. And then, finally, she was killed right before poor little Yuki's eyes. That was a very emotional moment, especially how Nakaho was just looking at her and stuff, smiling, like, I'm not going to give you the benefit of the doubt of you having your way, even when it comes to my death, which that is very honorable on Nakaho's part. But the question is can she truly be dead? That's the true question. Usually in these kind of shows, in these movies, in these video games, you don't find a body, because think about it, the explosion, the bad guy was right there when the explosion happened. She dropped the explosion and things went poof. I'm just probably just tugging at straws here for all we know, but it's a possibility. Just think about it for a second. The bad guy was right there beside the explosion. How come she wasn't injured by the explosion? Come on, just think about it for a second. It makes no sense. It's like, oh, bomb drops. She dies, but she's still there. Anyway, that's just me. I know without a doubt that she could be alive and could be working on the other side, or I could be wrong. She could be actually dead, and I'm just overthinking things because I've been watching so many action and spy movies and shows to the point that this usually always happens. Someone that one of the main characters look up to so much, and they die in the past, always end up coming back as whether it's mind controlled or they're a traitor all along. It's always one of those two. And because of that, since they are doing some cliche spy things, I don't mind that, because those are the kind of things I expect in those kind of movies, and because of that, I like them. There's a reason why I go to watch those kind of spy shows. I'm expecting the cliche twist that, oh, who's gonna be? Take off the mask. It was you all along. But yeah, that was released to Spyce episode 9. It seems like we're coming to a close soon. We only have 3 episodes left, and it seems like the final battle to take down whether it's Tsusugagi or the Morio organization. Which one will go down first and which one will rise? We can only see the next 3 episodes. So your question is this. Could Nakaho be alive? What is the Mario's main true objective? Words. Adjective. I don't know why that was hard to say. Anyways, off the main video. Yeah, I've released a Spyce review for episode 9. I really enjoy it. I really do believe that this was probably one of the best episodes so far they have made. I love the fight scenes. Of course, music's always good. Animation never seems to slow down in a show. Neither does the art style. So far I have watched the show, I've never seen any form of quality drop when it comes to art and animation. Nothing so far. Music is good, the animation is good, the art's good, and some people could agree that some episodes could be slow and some could be fast, but that's up to one's own opinion. Other than that, the studio has been doing an excellent job at this so far. I'm enjoying it, so I'm glad that Takahiro is doing a good job. People are liking this actually on the internet, saying this is a pretty good show. It's not in the top 10 of the trendings, but it's definitely within the top 20. It's very near the top 10, but it's in the top 20. It's more like 14 or 13 last time I checked. So it's doing pretty good. It was in the top 10 once before, and that was the episode where Geomon was kicking everyone's ass. But other than that, it kind of dropped and never was in the top 10 again. Hopefully, because of this episode, which was freaking amazing, it'll be back in the top 10 again on anime trending. We can only see when next week rolls around. So anyways, that's all I got for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. I've been Madcrownxox, signing out. Have a good one.